Welcome into a new edition of Raise High at GW from the Tin Tabernacle Club here at the Smith Center with men's basketball head coach Chris Caputo. I'm Kevin Burke. Happy holidays to you and yours. Hope you had a good one. Coach, A10 plays here. We get going on Tuesday as we get going at Richmond here on Monumental, but the non-conference play is done, and now you sort of taken the A10 scheduling strategy to a whole. What went into that sort of in the non-conference play?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, when you look at the league, we've had such a good non-conference. Number of teams with double-digit wins going into league play, double-digit wins over the Power 5, number of teams in the top 100, top 150. The league, I think, is as strong as it's ever been. And I felt that way, going into the season. I felt that way last year, knowing that, hey, two teams won games in the tournament, and they didn't even win our regular season. And I came from a place where we were, outside of the Power 5, made the Final Four, outside of the Power 5, won a game in the NCAA tournament. I know what that looked like, and it started with the strength of the league. And I think our league's in that type of position this year. And I think there's any number of teams, could it be 5, 6, 7, 8 teams that if they were in the NCAA tournament, they would win games in our league. I believe that.
There's always been a lot of questions about what the scheduling strategy is for a mid-major league like the A10. So what is GW's part in trying to get that?
Yeah, schedule? I mean, it's become harder and harder. You first, as a league as a whole, you want to have a success in the non-conference, right? And the ability to get 80% winning rate as a league is going to help your metrics. Well, in order to do that, you're going to have to play a fair amount of home games, right? And so everyone's going to have to do that and find their way there. You're also going to try to play in some elite neutral site situations, whether it be, in Maui or, like in our case, the Virgin Islands, we played Kansas State. We also then are going to try to play some really high-level home and homes. But it's becoming increasingly harder. Quite honestly, some of the power leagues are trying to cut a league like the A10 out of the non-conference MTE games. Some of those events are going from 8 teams to 4. And so you have to be very creative and strategic about how you go about it. And, in our case, I think as a league, when we've been given the opportunity, we've excelled.
Yeah, you talk about winning 80% of your games. The only leagues that have more than 80% win percentage, besides the A10, more teams with 80% win percentage, are the Big 12 and the SEC, which are probably the 2 best leagues in the country.
Yeah. I mean, I think our league is very top to bottom strong. This is not a league where 2 or 3 people are really trying hard to be good in basketball. This is a league where, you have 15 teams that are really trying to be good in basketball every single year. And they're doing a lot of different things to get there, to improve the product, to improve their teams, improve their the way they travel, the way they train. All those things are leading to the type of success we're seeing. And I think the other thing is the continuity of the league. When I came in the league, I think there was a lot of new coaches my first year, 3 years ago, and I think there had been a couple of new ones the year before. And now you're starting to see some continuity within the coaches, where coaches are establishing their programs and take some time in this environment, and now you're starting to see the benefits of that.
As we transition to conference play, what are you looking forward to from your team as we get started here on New Year's Eve?
Well, I think, we got to be up for the challenge that's going to be a grueling grind of a conference season in the A10, as it always is. One, I'm looking to stay healthy because, knock on wood, I feel like if we were able to do that, we would have had a strong conference play last year. But, trying to stay healthy, understand the ups and downs of a very difficult conference where you might, in our case last year, if you just look early in the year, you have a great win at VCU. After a triple overtime loss at home against Fordham, come back and win in overtime, play about our best game against George Mason. Then you go on 2 road games against teams that finish in the top 4, and basically, Richmond, it's a 1-possession sort of game late. We're up at half at UMass, and so it's just every game is going to be a difficult game, and you have to have like some competitive stamina for that.
And it helps when you have a guy like Darren Buchanan Jr., who we're going to see a great piece on from the university here in just a minute. But what's it like for him to coach and to see a guy really take that next step here in his sophomore season?
Yeah, I think he's taken a lot of ownership of the program and how, not just how we play, win and loss wise, but just the way we operate and the way we go about our business every day. I think he feels a big ownership piece in that, and wants to create a legacy here in the district that lasts for a long time. And so he's on his way there, and we got work to do. He's got work to do, but I think he's got a very clear vision of what he wants for the program, for himself.
And he's only a sophomore. That's the best part. So, Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck this week.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, we'll be back with more on that Darren Buchanan feature. That's next.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Yeah, it's a grind. It's not as like sweet as everyone think it is. Like they think like athletes don't do like homework and stuff. No, we do homework, bro. Like we have to go to class. Days is long, you're tired, but you just gotta push through. And it's kind of like, how do I say? Like the prize is in the journey. So like as you're going through it, like you'll find greater things out of it. So a regular day in season. I'll probably wake up about 6:30. I'll shoot in the morning at like 7:15. After that, I'll get like a mini breakfast. I'll go see Jason in the training room. And then before practice and lift, I'll go up to Smith and I'll shoot again. Just different like form shooting, getting to my spots, things like that. The stuff I gotta work on. And then I'll go to lift. And then after lift, we'll watch film. Then after film, we'll practice for like 1:30, 2 hours. Then after practice, eat, shower, go handle your academic things. Then after that, go to class. And then I probably won't get out of class some days until like 9:40. And then after that, I'm back in the gym at night. It's a life that we chose, so you really can't complain. You know, you want to, but you can't. Now, game days is different. Come up, you run out, you see the fans in Georgia's Army, and then you gotta put your serious face on. I think my first memory of basketball, when I was about like 5, my brother played, and we're 3 years apart, so I always went to every game, and like I'll suit up, like I'll wear the same jersey that he would wear, and I'd just be on the side, just running up and down with him. I think that's like where my love came from, just seeing him play when I was very young. 9th grade, I went to Wilson, and that's where I really started to key in on basketball. Like I really started to work out a lot more than I was in middle school. I started playing with Team Durant on the Nike EYBL circuit, 9th grade. And then as time went on, I just kept like getting better and better and better. And then one day my dad was just like, all right, you might actually do something with this. May 5th of 2020 is when I got my first scholarship offer. I knew at that time, when I got that offer, I was like, I can go to school for free. Like, that's the reason why at that time I was playing basketball. I mean, I loved it, but like I was just like, if I could take that burden off my mom, then I'll do that. March of 2022 is when I committed to Virginia Tech. My senior year was like life-changing for me. Like it opened my eyes to a lot of things. I think I was the first player to be all-Met player of the year from public school in like 30 or 20 years. I think I was the first in Wilson history. I think I was also the first Gatorade player of the year in Wilson history. So it meant a lot to me. Like my senior year, like I just wanted to win the championship. But as those accolades came along, it was like, wow, like I really did it. A lot of factors played into why I came back to DC. During my time at Virginia Tech, I had some family issues going on. I remember I came home, my grandma was in the hospital, and one thing she had mentioned was that like she wanted the family like closer together. So when she said that to me, I kept in the back of my head like always. As my time ended Virginia Tech and I entered the portal, that was always something that like I had in my mind about making my decision. It's like a dream come true, honestly. Like the first game last year when we ran out, and I saw like my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my dad, my mom, my grandma. I told my teammates I feel like I'm at Wilson all over again. I get to play in front of them, but on this type of level, like this stage. So it means everything. I want to leave a legacy here at GW. I think it'd be major for me, like being a DC kid, to come here and win like an A10 championship. I want to be able to just give back to my community in ways that like most haven't done. People see like the White House and all that other stuff, but like there's a lot that goes on. The other side of DC, like it's tough to make it out of them situations, and I just want to be able to be that like leading motivational like factor for kids here in the area to be like, he was in the same shoes I'm in and he did it like the right way. Like he didn't take no shortcuts, he didn't ask for no handouts. Like he went and got it himself and he made it out. So I definitely want to be that figure for them. When I leave, hopefully I can go to the NBA. That's the main goal. I definitely want to fulfill my lifetime dream of playing in the NBA. Just put myself in position to just be great.
You ready?
I think that's my overall goal, just to be great.
Yeah. Year two, back at home.
As far as this basketball, off the court, like anything, I just want to be great at it.
Against today.
A unique individual for sure, on and off the court with Darren Buchanan Jr. We continue next on Race High at GW as we sit down with Christian Jones. That's next.
Gas prices got you fuming? No need to get heated. Save time and money with Metro. Ride, save, explore. Metro.
We're back here on Race High at GW, introducing redshirt freshman guard of the men's basketball program. That's Christian Jones. How you doing, my man?
Well, I'm doing good.
Good?
Yeah, how are you?
First chance here on television. You excited for this?
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, let's talk about your story here. You're playing, a redshirt freshman. You had to sit out a year, but your confidence has really come through in the first couple games. Where does that confidence come from in your game?
That confidence just comes from like the coaches and my teammates just always striving for me to be better like every day. Like since the summer, since I first started here, like they always just been on me and telling me who I could be and like just telling me like just stay on point and stuff like that.
Have you always been that confident person going back to, AAU and high school? Does that always just come naturally?
I mean, yeah, it has come naturally because just like how I grew up. And my brother's always being on me, just always saying keeping me level-headed at times. Mm-hmm. But telling me when to be outgoing with yourself and just fitting in.
Perfect. How about last year? Redshirting is kind of a rare thing in college basketball nowadays. You come into GW, you're excited to play college basketball. You have a guy on the team that you know from high school and Max Edwards. You probably didn't want to redshirt at first, right? To be fair?
Nah, I definitely didn't want a redshirt. Yeah. That's why the first game last year against Stonehill, I suited up because I'm thinking redshirting is not gonna be a good fit for me. But then after the game, that whole week leading up to the game, I talked to so many people. Back home, my mom, my two brothers, Max and June, because he redshirted too. So just having those people in my corner telling me that this would be a good fit for me, going into this year right now. Yeah, it just stuck with me and how they were on me. So it just made it an easier decision to do.
And that's how things change, right? You go in, you're wearing your jersey the first game, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I need another year because you have a guy like James Bishop. You may not have been able to play as much as you're currently playing now. So. What was that year like? Because you're probably having conversations with Coach Caputo and the whole coaching staff. Probably put out some new goals for yourself of, okay, this is what I need to do to make myself better, so I'm ready to go this season now.
So first, they sat with me, me and my mom. They sat with me and my mom, and they were saying what I need to attack last year, and that was my weight, my gaining more weight, putting on more muscle, and getting my shot right, and just the mental part of the game and stuff like that. So I feel like I attacked that last year and going into the summer. So yeah, it just worked out well. So I'm definitely glad I redshirted.
And I'll say you're already realizing now that it was probably a good decision,
definitely,
right?
Definitely.
It's tough though. So what did you learn? You said you attacked the weight room. You and Handy got into it last year.
Yeah, me and Handy got into it like every day. Like I didn't miss a day. Like even if we if we had a away game, me and Handy found a way to get into the weight room, like at the hotels, like just anywhere, just like putting in the work, so like I could be where I'm at now. And then like now, and then now it's just like in my head, like I just have to lift like every day and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just like a routine for me.
You're what, plus like 20 pounds since you got
20
here?
pounds,
Yeah, that's something to brag about for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about you on the court, because now GW fans are excited to get you here, and they've been really impressed. You know, recently at ODU, career high 17 points, everything was going through. Take us through that game and what it was like to sort of be in that zone on the offensive end and then turn that into a defensive effort.
At first, like leading into the game, the coaches had to talk with me and stuff like that, saying like just telling me I could do more, like the stuff I could do, like stuff I could do more on the offensive end and defense end. So I really took that into consideration. Then I tried to apply it into the game, into the game, and it ended up working out for me. So yeah, it was.
And then you score 17.
Yeah,
What's it feel like? Because I will never know this. What's it feel like do you know like when you're in the zone and when you're going to have one of those days?
No, you don't. You just, like me, I just try to go out and play as hard as I can every day and stuff like that, and then see what happens, see like what the outcome is. Then yeah, that's how I try to play all the time.
You know, that was an offensive outburst, but we've also seen you really impressively on the defensive end. You know, you're picking up the point guard 94 feet. How many, you probably don't know, but how many times you poked the ball away and gotten a breakaway dunk or a breakaway steal? What's that mindset there when you're like, I'm guarding you 94 feet, let's go?
The mindset is just try to take the ball. Like when I take it, it feels good when I take it because it gets the crowd going, it gets my teammates going. Like just like a momentum, a breaker for the other team, stuff like that. Because getting pickpocketed at but before you pass half a court, that would feel crazy for me if somebody did it to me. So I just imagine it for the other teammates, and I just want to do it every time, pick up 94.
I'm not trying to expose your secrets, but is there something that you're looking for in the ball handler that you know it's a good time to try and pickpocket him before half court, or any time for that matter?
Like as soon as he crosses over, that's when I know to take the ball and stuff like that. As soon as the cross happens, so I try to bait him in the crossing, and as soon as he crosses, I just take it. I just take it.
There we go. Yeah. That's a good way to play defense, is just take the ball when they're crossing over. But last thing for you here, you got to witness college basketball from the bench for a year. Now you're playing it. Anything surprised you so far?
Anything surprised me? Probably how the pace, how fast it is. It's really no breaks. You can't take no breaks, or that could be the turning point in the game. So just playing hard every possession, and yeah. But then in the media timeouts too. The media timeouts give me too.
It's a little bit long.
Yeah, a little bit long. But other than that, it's good. I mean, you get a little break, so that's always good. But yeah.
You'll get used to them, I promise.
Definitely.
Christian, appreciate the time.
Thank you. Appreciate you too.
All right, we'll be back here with more on Raise High at GW.
Raise high, revolutionaries. This is our calling. For more than 200 years, in the heart of the nation's capital, the George Washington University has produced leaders on the global stage. At GW, we are advancing knowledge, serving society, and making an impact. We shape the future. We make history. So rev up, expand your world, ignite your passion, strive for success. Together, we raise high.
We're back here on Raise High at GW, joined now by women's basketball head coach Caroline McCombs. You have a good holiday?
Absolutely. Did you?
Absolutely. We're here. We're enjoying basketball. We're on to conference play, but I want to talk about how you guys finished out non-conference. And, come December, it's always interesting. You're still trying to find mixing and matching, and you've seen that from your team where you're trying to play a bunch of players and try to find that right combination.
Yeah, with 9 new players, on the roster, I think it is important and give everyone an opportunity. We practice every day and just trying to still figure out those combinations, and it's even matchups against our opponents as well. So, putting people in positions where they can be successful.
How about Nat Sierra Vargas? She's a walk-on, right?
Yes.
It's kind of a similar story to Maxine Engel from a couple of years ago, where you bring her into a game against Coppin State, and then she earns a start against American. And leads your team in rebounding and assists. What is it about her that made her earn this playing time that she's deserved?
Yeah, I mean, this is her third year in the program. She understands like what we're trying to do. She works hard every single day, no matter what role we put her in. And so I'm super proud of the effort that she continues to bring and the growth that she's had. Yeah, I mean, she had 0 turnovers, right, against American, and that's not an easy thing to do as a first-time starting point guard. And just for that role, for her, for our team, I think we really needed that.
Yeah, you mentioned 0 turnovers, but she led the team in rebounding, led the team in assists, but you care more about those 0 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, just taking care of the basketball, getting us into, our offense, the primary roles of a point guard.
What's it say about somebody like her who you said third year in the program, walk on, much different level. We've seen walk on success stories specifically with Maxine Engel a couple of years ago. What's it say about her to be ready for that moment? Because coaches always say it, but not a lot of student athletes are like, I'm ready when the moment comes. But she was ready when she had that moment put on her.
Yeah, it's not an easy position to be in, but I think it's a learning lesson, for everybody around her to see that as well, because she never asked for anything. She's earned it. And just to have that opportunity, I'm just, like I said, really proud of her and excited to see where it continues to grow.
Plus, it helps when she comes in and she helps you beat a local team, which is nice. To go on the road at American, having a tough season, but to go on the road regardless and win a game against a local rival, that's got to feel a little extra special.
Definitely. We talked about defending the district all year, and that's something that's really important and taking pride in those games.
We haven't talked much about Morgan Matthews. You mentioned there's a ton of newcomers on the team. Your freshmen are really carrying a big load, but we haven't really talked a lot about Morgan. What has she brought to the team?
Yeah, I think Morgan's, as you can see, ultra athletic, gets to the rim. She's really hard to stay in front of. I think she's continued to, understand like playing the 1, playing the 2, just handling the ball, learning a new system, right? That's not an easy thing to do. I think she can make open threes as well. And learning the principles defensively that we have. I think that's one of the biggest things for any newcomer is just those defensive principles for your team.
Is that why you're seeing, some games somebody can come out and play 25 minutes and the next game they're playing 5 because it's just like a matchup and they're also still learning with such a young group?
Yeah, I think it's just that learning process. And again, different illnesses, injuries have allowed people to not be able to play and other people an opportunity to step up. So you just never know when it's going to be your turn.
Do you have a philosophy in terms of like, coaches like, I want to get down to 8 by February. Everybody would love to have a solid X number, or are you just like, hey, hot hand, let's ride it that night?
Yeah, I mean, I think 12 is a little too many to play, so you want to narrow it down. But like I said, just with different illnesses, injuries, it's allowed up more people like opportunities to play, which is good early on. But as we get into here, January, February, I need to shorten that rotation a little bit more.
Yeah, and the games will be coming fewer and far between. One or two a week as opposed to the back-to-back games like you played in Miami last weekend. You've already played an A-10 game at home, but now it's really an A-10 reopener, if you will. That's not really a word, but you get to go to LaSalle tomorrow and, kick off A-10 play. What have you seen from the league in terms of the non-conference, and what are you expecting here when you get to go to a new arena in LaSalle tomorrow?
Yeah, I think the league's really good. I mean, you've seen it playing top competition and just with records and things along those lines. For LaSalle, it's always a tough matchup, right? How they play, their style, their system. But yeah, looking forward to playing in a new arena. Mountain does a great job with his team. So our team has to be ready defensively because the way that they play, you have to match up a little bit differently.
It's always a little feisty when there's I remember a couple years ago, GW LaSalle, it always gets a little feisty and it's a fun time to go on the road, and conference play is here. Away we go.
We're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Coach, appreciate the time as always.
Thank you.
That'll do it for our episode here from GW, another edition of Raise High GW and another year in the bag. We'll come back in 2025 with more. That's next time on Raise High at GW.
The Atlantic 10 by the numbers. 15 universities, 23 sports. A 91% graduation rate honoring the academic achievement of more than 4,500 student athletes. One conference united by diversity, powered by commitment. The A10 is building countless champions in athletics and preparing scholars for life. Great people, great places, extraordinary opportunities, too numerous to count. This is the A10.
Make your trip monumental. Sightsee through DC without overspending on gas and ride shares. Experience DC the local way. Ride, save, explore. Metro.